Sloaney, tough season, so much up and down. What makes you think you can beat these boys on the weekend?
I suppose our good has been really good, and obviously our poor's been a bit under par, mate. And so as long as, I suppose that gives us the confidence knowing that when we play our best, we've matched it with some top 4 sides and some top 8 sides. So by no means is it going to be easy, but we know if we do bring our best, our pressure around the ball, and if we're running hard as these guys, then we can certainly match it with them.
It's probably hard to say when you sit next to you, but is there a vulnerable side to Port Adelaide that you've been able to notice when you pick apart and have a look at them?
I don't think so at the moment. They, mate, they're playing with so much confidence, and I mean, they're setting the mark with their pressure and spread, just running over the top of sides in the second half of games. And because we have been inconsistent in games and in quarters as well, so we know we're going to have to play a huge game for 120 minutes.
You talked about the inconsistency. You meant to be up this week.
Pardon?
You meant to be up on your inconsistency.
Well, judging by form, yeah, we're meant to be back up this week, so good timing, I suppose, for us.
Do you feel like you're getting closer to working out how to sort of level it off a little bit, though?
Well, this last month, we've had a huge focus, just everything we do during the week's got to be spot on, and we've trained really well, and certainly going into games, we've been feeling really good. So I think we're on the right track to sort of making sure we're at the highest level for every game. But look, things happen during games, like we had a poor start on the weekend, but the remainder of the game was really good. We played some really good footy, and we just couldn't quite hit the scoreboard in the end.
Is this it this week, Rory? If you lose this week, finals all but out of the question?
It'll certainly be hard if we lose this week, but I don't think it's still out of the question. Yeah, as long as we keep training well during the week and keep doing the things right during the week and give ourselves every chance to play some good footy, I think we'll be right.
Is it just irrelevant at the moment? Like you've got.
Is what irrelevant? Sorry.
Is thinking about finals and making top 8, is that sort of over there, and we just need to concentrate on getting a game?
Oh, definitely. The focus is just on Port this week, but look, mate, we know if we can string a few games together, then jumping into the 8's a possibility, and obviously that's where we want to be.
Have you made a few tweaks of training this week to try and target that consistency?
No, not at all. As I said, for the last couple of months, our training's been really good, and we felt really good going into games. So I think it's going to stay pretty similar.
The key might be just having you as captain, mate. I think you're 5 out of 6 in the games that you've had to see on the team sheet.
That's just on the team sheet. We share the load during games, mate. So maybe if we just write it down there every week, it might be a little bit in that.
How would you go captain going? It always seems to be sore in games. See 100%.
Yeah, he always cops a couple of knocks. That's just the way Danger plays. Throws his body in, he's always going to be sore. But look, he always pulls through for every game. So I don't even know when the last game it was when he missed. So look, he'll be fine. He'll be ready to go this weekend.
What do you make of Tommy Lynch's comeback?
It was pretty good, I think, and judging by the way he was walking around the club, he was obviously pretty happy as well. So no, that's just Tom's character. He's always up and about, and he was just so happy to play again. And all the State League guys were pretty pumped after that win. It was a pretty special win for them. I think they were copping a bit out there at North Adelaide, and they were pretty fired up to get the win. And it was great to have Tom in good form, and Matty Crouch again was in really good form as well. So it's good seeing those guys play well, because they'll certainly be putting a bit of pressure on us.
Trav, do you reckon it'll be weird running on the oval without your couple of theme songs and that sort of thing?
Yeah, it will be a bit different, I guess. But look, hopefully our fans will get there and make enough noise for us. And we just love playing at Adelaide Oval, mate. And it's going to be another big crowd again. Hopefully we get, hopefully 50,000 and playing in front of a pretty full house will be pretty exciting again.
Obviously everything's going along pretty nicely for you guys at the moment. There'd be no chance that you play complacency against the side from down the road?
Oh, look, the showdowns are always huge, and both sides get up for it no matter what, and we're certainly building for a big game, and there's probably a fair bit on the line for both sides, and we're expecting a massive challenge, and we need to make sure we start well. We had a pretty poor start against the Bulldogs on the weekend, and we need to make sure we play a big four-quarter effort because, as Sloaney spoke about there, the Crows' best is certainly up there with the best sides.
How far off your best footy do you think you are? Like Kevin was just saying after quarter time, really happy with the defensive effort that first quarter still at 50 points in.
Yeah, so it's probably been a bit patchy still over the last few weeks, and we're certainly not happy with where we're at the moment. We've still got a fair bit to improve, and I think once we get our defence right, then the rest of our game sort of flows from there, and that's exactly what happened on the weekend. I think for the 3 quarters after quarter time, our defence was super, and the rest of the game just flows from there. So we need to make sure we get our defence right first.
How happy does it make you as a skipper, obviously the number one team in the competition at the moment, to hear a veteran like Jay Schultz after the game say that you guys are harder on each other now than you'd ever seen it?
Oh, look, it's brilliant, and that's what makes my job as captain so much easier. The group, I don't really have to say too much to them at all. They're just willing to improve, willing to do whatever it takes to get better each week, and we're just so demanding of each other. It makes our job as my job as captain and leadership group as well so much easier when you've got young guys telling senior guys what to do and how to go about things to make sure we get that improvement.
Hamish looked like he'll be right to come back this week.
Yeah, I think he's ran the last couple of days, and he certainly won't want to miss the showdown at all. So he'll be putting his hand up for selection for sure.
We talked about this last year as well, the poor starts. Are you changing things about how you go about things to try to fix it?
I don't think it's been too often this year, to be honest. I think it's only been a couple of games, and I think that it all depends on the opposition as well. I think the Bulldogs came out really strong. They had a great game the week before, and they were up and about. And look, it's for us, it's all about holding the momentum. It's going to be momentum swings in games. Sometimes it's early on, sometimes it's in the first quarter, and on the weekend it was, and we were able to withstand that pressure and then go from there. We're not always going to have perfect starts. We're not always going to have perfect last quarters. So we're just going to make sure we control that momentum and limit their goal scoring during that momentum they've got.
You have had a lot of perfect last quarters, so there must be a fair bit of belief that you're playing out the games really well.
Oh, there's certainly the belief there, and I think in footy confidence is a huge thing, and we've certainly got that confidence that we're able to run out games really well, and so I guess it does show that our training during the week, our training in the pre-season is really standing up to that, but it's certainly a lot to do with the confidence, and we back ourselves in at 3/4 time no matter the position.
Yeah. Travis, you obviously winning this week would be, I think, almost seal you guys a final spot for this year. Would it also be nice to sort of deal a big blow to the Crows' finals chances playing in the week?
Oh, we like beating the Crows no matter what the circumstances. But no, it'll be for us. It's it's just another win for us. I guess if we win this weekend, we're still a game clear on top, and that's all we're focusing about this weekend is making sure we get that win, making sure we're still up there right at the top of the ladder because we're enjoying it at the top. It's a lot better than it was 3 years ago. So that's really all we're focusing on. We can't control what happens 5 or 6 weeks time and what happens to the Crows.
Rory, are there any lessons you guys can learn from Port at the moment?
There's a few. Because they are playing so well, mate. I think, as I said before, their pressure around the ball and their pressure they're putting on opposition teams really stands out, and the way they run and spread. I mean, you watch Trav and Ollie Wines and Robbie Gray and Brad Ebert, the way they spread in the midfield. It's something to it is a bit to learn from, the way they help out the defence and just really challenge teams by running forward as well. So, look, we're going to have to be sharp, especially through the midfield, because it's going to be pretty tough for us.
Is that more up here than ability? Like, you're all very fit, you're good runners. That propensity to run for each other, is that about in mind first?
Yeah, it's definitely, and just being switched on to do it, I'm pretty sure.
Travis, how does that jump? He coming along, I think last time he played a pretty good role on the bets.
Yeah, Jarman's been fantastic this year, and I think on the weekend he was just, I guess, a first-year player. It's a pretty long season when you come in, and he was just rested, made sure his body was right to continue going for the year. So hopefully he'll put his hand up again for selection.
Rory, you spoke to Ricky Henderson after his game on the weekend. How's he put up, do you know?
Yeah, he put up a bit sore, Ricky. He had a little run round today. Not sure on selection. Obviously, he didn't play a full game, but I suppose that'll just depend on how he goes during the week. Sorry, we've got a session tomorrow, another one Friday, so he might train pretty well, and he'd be a handy player to have return in a showdown, definitely.
What about the Crouch brothers? Matt was pretty prolific on the weekend, and Brad's obviously back from his suspension. Big occasion for them to play together.
Yep, Matt played a really good game. Brad obviously missed last week. Might be pretty tough to bring him in straight away, especially after he's missed most of the year as well. So I'd expect him to play probably in the State League. And Matt would definitely be up for selection. I mean, his response after being dropped was what we expect from every player. Really went back and had mid-30s, a lot of clearances and a bit of class as well. So might be something we need to take on Boak.
Who do you reckon's looked a bit better in that first year, Brad or Matt?
Oh, Jesus, tough question. They're both, mate, they're so different. Matt sort of plays that sort of in around the ball a bit more, I suppose, and Crouchy's got both Crouchy, hey? Brad's got a bit more speed, probably a bit more outside stuff as well, so I think they'll work perfectly together when they do play together, but to compare them's too hard. They're too similar. I mean, they're too different, sorry.
Do you take a bit from having Walker and Jenkins this time around? Didn't have them at the start of the year in Pre-Showdown?
I didn't even remember that. That will be very handy because obviously Josh has been playing some really good footy, probably his best year to date so far. Still trying to find what really works for him when he plays those really good games, and we saw what he can do on the weekend. I mean, in the ruck, that goal from the centre bounce was pretty freakish, so he's definitely got the power and the strength to really take games apart and to have Tex backs. I mean, we've spoken a lot about Tex and what sort of leader and what sort of influence he has on our team as a person, and we're such a better team with Tex in there, and he certainly fires a lot of guys up, so definitely a much better side with those two in.
Can I ask both of you, in the lead up to the showdown, do you let yourself embrace the sort of build up and get really excited about it, or do you try to tone it down a little bit and say, hang on, it's just another game? Which way do you go?
I think you've got to embrace it. We definitely speak to our younger guys who've certainly come in, and just to take it all in, to embrace it. It is sort of like a final, and you can't really hide away from it, to be honest. It's in the papers, it's on the news, and you just got to embrace it, and then once you come game day, just go out and play footy, and that's sort of what we do. We speak to our young guys about, because you can't hide from it.
Yeah.
I suppose it's the only finals like game we get for the year. I mean, like Collingwood have a few games like Anzac Day and a few different games like that, and for us, I suppose that's the one we get where it is kind of a finals-like atmosphere and intensity, so that's where you get to practice sort of the big stage.
Want to stay connected with the Crows? Like us on Facebook.